welcome to the VHS Wall. I'm Mike Pelly, joined by Allison. How are you, Allison, tonight?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am great. We are joined by two guests. We got Jason Lamb and Chelsea. I won't say your last name. Allison chooses not to have her last name on the podcast.
Anonymity.
Yeah, exactly.
Mystery.
Got to keep it up in the air, you know?
Yeah.
Could be Chelsea Doobity-Doo.
That's a fancy name.
Doobity-Doo? I fancy that last name. That's why I said it. So here's the thing. We just watched this movie. This thing is something I've been wanting to review for a while because as you all know, watching this film with me was probably reciting lines during the course of the viewing.
It seems like you've seen it quite a bit. Yes,
and it wasn't part of the original roster because I have seen it so much, because I don't consider it I'm the only one that loves it type of thing. I feel like, because that's typically what I choose. I choose movies that are I know I watched them repeatedly when I was a kid, but nobody else did. I decided to do Heavyweights today because it was unanimously decided on.
Yes, out of choice.
I was going to have us review a different movie, but you guys decided to do it.
It's a fun movie.
I wanted to revisit The Blob.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Blob, the big and blob.
I mean, I think it was like the back of the box quotes were really funny, and then also it's like a bunch of fat kids holding a giant sandwich. I mean,
come on.
That seems like better than a movie. They're
holding a giant sandwich with a counselor in it.
That's right.
That's enticing. Yeah. I can understand that.
Delicious.
I didn't want to initially do it on the VHS Wall because it's something that I feel like is unanimously loved. But if you were a 90s kid, if you were of age to really even know what the fuck it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do any of you guys have any... Who has memories of... Because I know I saw this movie in the fucking movie theater.
I saw it in the theater.
You saw it in the theater too?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, I wish I did. I didn't.
I saw it double feature. Double feature. Saw Heavyweights and Indian in the Cupboard.
Ooh.
Double feature.
Let's talk about Indian in the Cupboard for a second.
Yeah.
No.
I
don't really remember it very well. It's a little figurine, right?
There's an Indian in the cupboard.
And then isn't it like an Indian figurine? And he puts it in a magic cupboard?
Yeah.
What does he do when he comes to life?
I bet he saves the day.
Oh, isn't he supposed to not speak English for a while? I don't know.
The thing is that he's a little action figure. And the cupboard's magical.
But he's a man, right? He's like when he turns into like a real live man and he's like, where am I? What am I doing?
Yeah, but he's a tiny man.
Well, it's kind of like...
Oh, wait, is he a tiny man?
He's like this big.
Yeah, he's like this big.
Yeah.
And the kid is talking to this full-grown man that lives in this cupboard.
But yeah, he doesn't act like a toy. He acts like a man.
But he started out as a toy and something... the cupboard is magic.
I don't know why the cupboard's magic.
So he would put in all of his favorite toys, like a little spaceman... and a little thing, and into the cupboard, lock it, unlock it, and open it up, and they'd be alive. It was kind of like the original.
To other ones too.
Yeah, it was kind of like the original Night at the Museum. Like those movies that are coming out now with Ben Stiller, who we're going to talk about a lot tonight. I love how this is full circle.
Speaking of Night at the Museum, don't you wish it was Ben Stiller that died instead of Robin Williams?
Oh shit! Oh. Dark. I don't wish anybody dies ever, but
all right.
Ever.
So okay, Heavyweights. Let's talk about this movie as a whole, our overall impressions of it, and then we'll dive in.
No, why? We do that at the end.
Well, no. We'll talk about if we recommend it to people at the end. But for me, this movie, when I think about it, it always takes me back to when I saw it in the theaters. My mom drove me and my brothers to see this movie, and when we got to the parking lot and put the car in park, she turned to us and she said, "Guys, just so you know," she gave us a little disclaimer. She said, "This movie's going to be really derogatory towards fat people. Just so you know, don't take any sort of name calling or any of that back to school with you. Like, don't do it.
That's cute.
That was great. Great, Mom. Wonderful. I remember being in the car being like, I don't care. It's whatever. I want to go see this movie. I love this. I love Disney. I love the Three Ninjas. Let's go.
Did that work for you? Or did
you go to school the next day?
Yeah.
Make fun of fat kids?
I never made fun of fat kids.
No, I know.
I made fun of a blind kid once, but that was an accident.
But he didn't see it, so it didn't matter.
He heard it. He heard it.
I made fun of fat kids, but it was more like it's like self-loathing.
Right, exactly.
Oh.
But anyway, I had a disclaimer from my mom, watched the movie, loved the shit out of it. Didn't see it again until it was like on Disney Channel on repeat back in the early or mid 90s. This movie came out in 95. So that time was interesting with Disney movies. A lot of stuff that they were pumping out was like you saw in the trailers. We reviewed trailers in the last episode of VHS Wall. We talked about Tall Tale, the story of Paul Bunyan and like the original Avengers. And then nobody agrees with me on that, but I am staying true to that. Gordy,
the pig.
The pig, Disney's version of
So
Babe.
Pig
Gordy,
president, right?
Yeah, Pig President.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I know he had a big job because he was in like a big chair, but
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
really
a
remember what it
nicer
was.
version of Donald Trump.
yeah.
Oh my God.
In his younger years.
Donald Trump is a pig.
He looks like a pig, like
He
a
lo-
tan pig.
Yeah. He's like,
Pig in a wig.
he's Gordy's, he's a relative. He's a Gordy relative.
He's Gordy's evil uncle.
Evil uncle, exactly.
They just shaved his face though, because that hair is usually like
Yeah.
all over his face.
And by doing that, he ended up looking kind of human, so he's passable as human, and here he is. All right, so that's my thing. Heavyweights, classic film for me as a child. I've watched it so many times. For me, anytime I ever see Ben Stiller, I think of Heavyweights. I for some reason,
I hope he knows that.
well,
I hope he knows there's
probably
someone
doesn't-
out there
he
that
probably
is
doesn't
like-
want to know that. I have a feeling that he like
My fan
resents
base.
this role. Like, I
Why?
don't know.
It's so good.
He's channeled it in some roles. Like he did what's that one movie, the sporty movie with Will Ferrell and like him.
Yeah.
What?
So I think when I was asking if he like had sex with a sandwich in Heavyweights, I was thinking of this movie where he like very much like sexually just like looks at a sandwich and then someone has to come in and eat it in front of him, I think.
What movie is that?
I don't.
And he wears like a purple like outfit.
It's that movie. Oh God, what is it called?
Is it the
Rolling
Dodgeball?
Ball? Dodgeball.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Oh, right.
So the movie Dodgeball, Ben Stiller plays as close to this character in Heavyweights that he's ever done.
Yeah.
You know, like
So is that your second favorite movie?
no. This movie is just great in its own way. I mean, we were all laughing through it. We all can agree that this was at least enjoyable for us to get through.
Sure.
But it's crazy to watch it
Jason
as
hates
an
it.
adult. As an adult, because that movie has a lot of kind of adult jokes in it that you wouldn't catch when you were a kid. But anyway, Allison, what's your overall take from this?
Feel great. Loved it. Loved it.
Chelsea, how do you feel?
Do you feel hungry?
I do. I really wanted a
Exactly.
sandwich the whole
After
time.
that fucking
Yeah.
food montage.
They
Yeah.
don't eat any sandwiches in that montage,
There
though.
is.
He
They
got-
have.
yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah,
had
the
a
one.
huge
They had that one,
sandwich.
yeah.
But
Endless pizzas.
I was distracted by the chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah. I think the reason you feel hungry, and this is my takeaway, is that it's very much a fat empowerment
Yes.
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
So, like, even though your mother warned you, I feel like you would go to school feeling, like, warmer towards the
Right.
fat kids.
Absolutely.
And especially,
Absolutely.
like, the line at the end where his dad's like, you didn't lose a pound. He's like, but I feel better.
Exactly.
Aw.
I have shown this movie to a couple people in the last 10 years, and some of them didn't even want to get past the first 15 minutes because they thought this was purely a movie set out to make fun of overweight people, and that's it. And that there was no redemption, no justice. And even when I told them that there was, they didn't care to like get to that point because they're just like, I just don't even like the fact that this movie exists.
Right.
And so what you were just saying is just like, no, you get there is a justification for the whole thing. And in the end, they're not all trying to be like, I'm going to be skinny. Like Probably not, like it's just all about heart.
Pat wasn't.
Exactly, and he's been the counselor there for 18 years. Pat.
What is Pat doing there for 18 years, by the way? What do you do with your summers for 18 years straight? Like, what kind of job does Pat have?
That's his summers. What does he do in the winter?
Right.
I don't know.
There is a quote at the very end of this movie where Ben Stiller's fictional father shows up, played by Ben Stiller, and he looks at Pat, and Pat goes, "I've been here for 18 years," and he says, "What the hell you been doing with yourself?" Excellent. Yeah, like a weird like Boston thing. It's a character actually Ben Stiller played in SNL, I think, back then, or the Ben Stiller Show. Old, you guys are too young. So not you, maybe. So Jason,
I'm so old.
Jason, just a quick overview, real quick.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like glad that it got made. It's kind of like really insane if you take the entire premise and you like make like a realistic version of it.
Yes.
Where like this is real life.
You couldn't make a movie like this today.
No. The situations that those kids get in like are insane. like and psycho, like when they like kidnap their counselor, right?
They chase a cow to kill it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're starving.
There's a dairy cow too.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense.
All right. Well, let's dive into it. So this movie starts out, school is out for summer. School is out. Everybody's throwing their textbooks in the air.
Huge waste of paper, by the way.
Very much. There's just paper.
just paper
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
A mullet kid making out with his girlfriend.
Right. It looked like it was like it looked like a
or they're
jock
rubbing
and the
each other's backs
cheerleader.
a lot.
Yeah.
As one does in high school.
Yeah. It's true.
And I have a feeling that the main character, Jerry,
Little Jerry,
Little Big Jerry. He's not even big. He's not even fat.
You know what? My friend Marcus in high school apparently had a rough time as a kid because he would always refer to himself as a fat kid when he was younger. But he was scarred as a child from his mom buying him husky size, which is like the larger size, I guess, for little kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
shit.
but that's what I imagine all these kids wearing.
Yeah.
Is like the husky size.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would call it.
I totally forgot about that. I just had like flashbacks.
That's a thing,
to my
right?
childhood.
Was that a thing?
Husky.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like scarred by it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marcus, if you're listening.
I wonder if that's still a thing. We should definitely look
that
this
should not
up.
be a thing.
And that's another thing about this movie is that it's so easygoing with the name calling in the beginning, like in the beginning of the film, or throughout a little bit, but like it's just kind of like when my mom gave me that disclaimer in the beginning, I felt like she had seen the movie or something because she was just like, there is name calling in this, and this is, like, better prepare yourself. Don't say these things. Wait, that's not what my mom sounds like.
Hey, now.
Let me tell you something, all right? Mama Pelly.
I wish your mom sounded like that.
So, yeah, the school is, they're all leaving school. Jerry, the main character, he's on his way home. And it's like a montage of him trying to get home. And the film is, this is the part where a lot of my friends that, when I showed them this movie that they'd never seen it, they'd be like, I don't want to watch this shit. It's discriminatory against fat people. Like this whole montage when he's walking home, it's like he's having trouble like throwing a baseball back to the baseball team, and he's so thirsty at the lemonade stand that he has to drink the whole goddamn lemonade thing. And it freaks out the little girl, by the way.
You forgot he missed the bus.
He missed the bus because he's too fat.
Yeah, he just can't get on that bus.
It's like this is the way that movie is painting this character.
Dogs don't like him.
Dogs don't like him.
Yeah.
Dogs bark at him.
And the very day, it's his last day of school, the very day he gets home and all that like stuff, whatever happened, because the movie apparently makes it due to his weight. He shows up at home and his parents, it's like an intervention at home.
Yep.
They're preparing to tell him that he's about to go to fat camp.
No, what did he say? He said, I had plans this summer to do nothing.
I was going to hang out. Yeah. Hey, man. I mean, like, you got to hang out. Come on, parents. Don't you get it?
Summer plans.
So they have a representative there from the camp who you never see again in the movie.
Oh no, I was gonna say he's the Tic Tac guy.
Yeah.
In the Seinfeld episode.
He's in a lot of stuff. He was
The
in
Seidler.
Jason Lamb might know this. He played Mr. Blue in the Incredible Hulk film that came out with Edward Norton.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't remember that at all.
It's official Marvel canon.
He's really goofy looking.
Yeah, he's a goofy looking guy. So they show him the Camp Hope video. So the camp is called Camp Hope, in hope that you will lose your weight.
That's not what I. That's not what I took that as.
You know, I mean, this
No,
movie's
it's like-
already throwing you
I
so
thought
many
it was
hardballs that
Camp Hope, as in like, it'll get better.
yeah,
There's a light at the end of
I
the
think
tunnel.
I'm with Pelly on this one.
You think it's
it's
that
pretty
they'll
much
lose weight?
insinuating that, right? Like
I never
it's
thought
hope.
that.
Be
I thought a
hopeful
lot of
about losing
camps were
weight.
called stuff like that. I don't
I
know.
don't know, maybe.
I
I
think-
just figure because of that whole montage before, like, it makes sense that it's supposed to be like you're hopeful. It's hopeful that you'll lose weight going to this camp.
But the camp seems to be like a place for husky lads
Yeah.
to find camaraderie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
It
think
didn't
it
seem
is.
like too focused on losing weight at
That's
first.
true. Well, the original
Yeah.
owners, they walk in, everybody loves them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they finally get to camp. By the way, let me just really quick say,
Say that.
they're on their way to camp, and Pat is the cool counselor.
The senior counselor.
He comes and picks them all up. Picks up Jerry and the other main characters, along with the
Keenan?
very famous Keenan Thompson, who we all knew at this point in time, 1995, from Nickelodeon's All That.
Mm-hmm.
He was of age of like the young version he was in young version.
Young version.
He was young in All That.
And Keenan, I mean not Keenan.
Keenan and Kel.
No, that was older.
That was
Mighty
older.
Ducks. He was in that.
He was
at
in
that
Mighty
time.
Ducks. There is Mighty Ducks actors in this movie.
I thought he was too.
Was he in
Isn't
Mighty
he?
Ducks?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that in
He-
years.
Oh, you know what? He was in Mighty Ducks. He was in part 2.
Oh.
He was the Knuckle Puck kid.
Oh yeah.
He was the one that could
We've
do the
watched
like
that
quick like he
for
put his
some reason
he put
recently.
his he do the thing and he like hit it really cool. Anyway,
Okay.
You love Mighty Ducks too, I guess.
some listeners would know what I'm talking about. The Knuckle Puck kid. Anyway, so this guy Pat, he picks up all the kids on the bus, and he is not any lighter than the kids are. Like, I mean, as far as like mass goes or whatever.
He swims with his shirt on. I said he swims with his shirt on. That was in the
Aw.
video.
Yeah,
and then
he's-
so
he's-
many of the little
hey,
kids
hey,
do
the guy
too.
swims with a shirt on. All right, I'll just say that much.
I love Pat.
Love Pat. He's great. He's a much larger version of our main character, Jerry. Like larger
Identical.
by adult, not fat, but adult. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just be PC here
know,
about this.
Are you trying to say
movie.
larger as
This is a
in
difficult one
age?
because, like, you know, I can't.
We're all
Maybe we should
thinking
put a
it.
disclaimer.
Maybe it'll come through anyway.
Anyway, I.
put a disclaimer at the beginning of this?
Okay. They get to camp, and on the way in, the bus on the way into the camp, you see it's like all like there's like good music going on, like dun 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 dun. Everybody's excited. Woo! We're going to Camp Hope. Woo! And then on the way in, you see like that one who's the quote fattest boy in camp, holding
Who's
a
crying?
stick with like a tear in his face. The music like drains down and it goes dark David Finch music or
I
something.
did not remember that part.
It happens for a second. So it's supposed to
Foreshadow.
tell you that it's
Yeah.
a foreshadowing moment.
That kid's
but
always
did you guys not
crying,
see
though.
that part?
No.
No, I don't
we were
remember
probably
that
all
part.
talking
I
through
think, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I know this because I've seen it a million times. But anyway, they show up and they get into their camps. Is this going to be the best camp summer of your life? Yeah.
Well, Pat trying to talk to the nurse, right?
Oh yeah.
shit.
The love interest introduction.
Yes. Oh God.
Who is the worst actress on the planet? Like, I'm convinced.
She's pretty bad.
She's like a robot. Like someone programmed her to say lines, and she spit them out, and then shut
Maybe
down.
she
She's
was
the
a
only
friend.
hot girl at fat camp. Like she doesn't have to try too
She's
hard.
the only
She
woman.
can be a
Sure,
bad
yeah.
actress.
She's the nurse.
Yeah.
The nurse. She
Yes.
shows up and she's like, "Can you show me where the infirmary is?" Boo 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 boo. And he's just like, and then like Pat, the counselor guy, he's just like starts sweating immediately and
Getting flustered.
getting flustered. She looks like a little bit older Alicia Silverstone. Kind of.
No.
I always thought so.
I disagree.
I always thought so. Like
Maybe as a
mid-90s
kid
and-
you thought that
maybe
because she was your fave.
She kind of looks like her.
Maybe I'm thinking of, what is it, Mira Sorvino? It's another.
No. I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah.
Maybe she was a friend of someone in this movie, and that's how she got in the movie. Because I don't recognize her
Maybe
from
I should
anything.
look her up. See what else she did. If
Probably nothing.
she was actually doing anything. Leah Hall. Or no, Leah Liel? What's her name?
And that's why she never did anything after.
She's a Superman character. She's got the double L.
She's got 2 L's. She currently looks the same as she looked in Heavyweights. Good for her. She was on VIP.
the beautiful intelligence.
She was she's been in so many movies. She's been in she was the main love interest for Little Nicky in the Addams Family.
Oh.
the
Maybe
Addams
they're
Family-
friends because the camera guy is a guy that's in a ton of Adam Sandler movies in this movie.
Right.
I don't know his name, but he's in a lot of them.
Including the wonderful
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
The main character in Grandma's Boy.
She did a lot of TV.
Who cares? Let's go back to
Yeah,
her
she
later.
did a lot of TV.
She's minor.
She didn't really. Actually, the only 2 movies she was in was Heavyweights and Little Nicky.
Which I liked.
I haven't seen that.
Wow,
either.
I've only ever seen it like maybe once. I don't even know all the way through.
Yeah. So,
Was he in that one?
oh shit. She is.
My mom.
I just figured something out. She's married to
Paul?
Larry David.
No,
What?
no, she's not. That is not the same person.
Oh, they look the same. False
Just
flag.
planted that Seinfeld scene
reel
in
it
your head
back.
earlier.
Reel it back.
Well, they're about to go into the what I don't know what to call it, like
The mess
assembly?
hall.
The mess
Mess
hall.
hall, yeah.
Okay, yes. They get the introduction of the current owners of Camp Hope, and it's Ben Stiller's actual parents. Love them from Seinfeld. Classics.
Classics.
Yeah, they're a couple classics. That's what they are. I'll tell you
Her
what.
dad's from Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Mom's
wasn't
in
the-
other stuff though.
She was in other stuff, yeah.
Mhm.
So they show up, and the thing about this scene is they start to break the news to the kids that the camp has been sold.
'Cause
They're
went
there.
bankrupt.
They're ready for the summer. Like, this seems very unprofessional. Like,
To not tell your staff.
Yeah. Yeah, so half the counselors that are like, as they're saying, "Hey, the camp has been sold. We're gonna go now." The counselors, it zooms to them, and they're just like, "What?" Like they had no idea. So this was literally sprung on everyone, except for a couple people. I feel like that were they looked like they were prepared for it, but we'll get to that. They say a new guy bought the camp. Here he comes. Lights go out. We got a show on our hands.
Wait, you forgot a really important part.
Oh, yeah,
Which I think we need to tell listeners.
The
as a
checks
disclaimer.
getting
Yeah.
bounced. Yeah.
Never sign a bad. Or no, wait. What is it?
Never let someone sign
Never
your
let
check.
someone sign your checks. So basically, Ben Stiller's
Life advice.
Yes, Ben Stiller's dad. Well, I guess I shouldn't call him that. Whatever. The Camp Hope owners.
Probably were embezzled or something.
Yeah, and they say it in front of the kids.
I know. Because they're upset.
And they say they were very
yelling.
upset. They love the kids. Like apparently they've had like a very long. Not apparently they have a long relationship every summer. Kids love it. No weight is ever lost there. It's just about having fun. That's apparently what that camp was. That's why Pat, the counselor, never lost a pound.
We don't know that. We don't know his history there.
What about his thyroid?
Have you thought about his thyroid?
Maybe
lately?
they did it. Maybe maybe all that blob work and all of the
Go-karting?
go-karting was help with the sides. But anyway, the kids were very excited. He was very excited to be there again this summer. and then the lights go out, and we got a good introduction here for our friend
Tony Perkins.
Tony Perkins.
The Perkins program.
Percolating.
Percolating.
You want to percolate?
Percolating.
Perk away.
Perkins program.
Well, we'll just call it the Perkins program. We can't. Let's forget trying to remember what that's called.
Tony Perkins is a character played by our friend Ben Stiller. This is my all-time favorite role he's ever done. I don't speak highly of him in general, except for this role, and it's the only reason I ever give him the benefit of doubt when I watch him in movies. It's because he did this role.
I wish he could know that there's a fan out there that really appreciates everything he's done now.
For your birthday, we're gonna write him a letter.
Yeah, this movie, he kind of shows up, and I'll say it again. He steals the show for me. When I think of this movie, I think of Ben Stiller. I think of what he brought to the goddamn table.
He's supposed to be making a infomercial while at
He's
the
supposed
camp.
to be making an infomercial.
It's his first time dealing with children.
Right. He
And
says,
he's-
"Listen, I'm gonna actually play the clip.
Oh.
I'm gonna play the clip."
Can you smell it? There's a life force in here tonight. Do you feel it? I look around this room and I see potential. I see the future chairman of a Fortune 500 company. I see a famous rap artist. Being an only child, educated entirely by private tutors my whole life, I'm looking forward to interacting with children for the first time. I'm gonna teach you, and I bet you might teach me a little something also.
This guy's eyes, when you look at him, he is like, he's got his head down. He's doing like kind of a almost like a Nicholson thing, and he's just looking at you. And by the way, guys, I'm doing it to my guests and to Allison right now. I am giving them the skull eyes right now. That Tony Perkins gives to the kids.
He's maintaining intensity at all times.
At all times.
You know.
And that's why I was just like, oh, this guy has to be on coke or something. But no, he is just giving it his
That's
all.
just his acting ability.
So good. So good.
So good. He shows his authority in taking over the camp, and then you meet Lars,
Yeah.
his sidekick.
You
the sidekick
start to see
counselor
that, like,
with the really bad accent.
you're starting to see the camp is being overtaken.
Yeah, and he's this muscular guy who I think is supposed to be Austrian or German, but his accent is so bad.
All over the place.
And all over the place. It starts out kind of British, and then just like kind of like intermixed European.
Like, I will play it on this podcast. Check it out.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Hello! I am your new friend and counselor. Please enjoy your new Perkins system uniforms. Your families will be built automatically. Now, let's play the fun game that helps us learn each other's names.
We already know each other's names.
Silence! And I am Lars.
Lars? What kind of name is that? Where are you from?
Far away.
There it is. It's so bizarre to me, this character, and same with the Ben Stiller character.
Do you think that, like, he was supposed to be from Germany, but this guy's accent is so
Yeah.
bad? Like, we're just gonna have him say far away.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But
You
he's
also
supposed to be
can't-
eccentric and lovable.
Right.
Even
But you
though
also
he's supposed to be a
can't
bad
forget
guy.
about his sleep apnea.
He has a very deviated septum. That's
Yeah.
disturbing. He tells the campers he makes disturbing noises
Dude,
while sleeping.
and like there's when he's talking to the nurse, he's just like, "Oh, Nurse Julie, I have a problem with my sciatic nerve. Can you give me a deep tissue massage?" And she's just like, "Shouldn't she be watching the fucking kids?" And he's just like, "Oh, don't worry, I got him on the body system." The body system.
the buddy system. He means buddy.
The buddy system. The body system.
The body
it all sounds
system.
when it coming out of his mouth, you don't know what he's saying. He says either buddy or body, one of the two. But he whistles his wheel.
His wheel whistle.
He whistles his wheel.
Yeah. Beer number 3 is too much. Yeah, well, I just wanted to do a little bit of Browntown before I did this, but
That doesn't sound good.
you know,
That sounds like
Apparently-
food poisoning.
apparently it was a bad decision. No, okay. So he was whistling to the boys, and he was just like, "Hey guys, say this thing," and like he did the thing, and then they all responded to it, and they said, "Buddy system"
I think they said buddy.
or "buddy."
They
wrote-
held hands in the
Buddy.
air.
exactly.
That's their swim partner, so you don't drown.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like he literally was tied to a tree, and they were like spreading. That's a scene to talk about right there. Is that he was just like tied to the tree, and they ripped up his shirt, and they like put honey on his pecs.
They spread it around with a paintbrush.
And then they
Very
said,
strange.
bears love honey, which is so gay.
And they're doing it very like
It's
Yeah.
really sensual. He's like bound. They rip his shirt open.
He's got that like sexy chest hair and pectorals.
Yeah, his pecs
It's
are
very
out.
sexual.
He's glistening.
And then they like slowly slide the honey with like a brush like all over his chest.
they're like bears like honey, and he's just like honey, honey, oh. And then a deer like comes up and sniffs him, and he screams like bloody murderer.
I don't know how they got that deer to do that.
I don't know.
It was a
how-
pet deer, I guess.
I think it was a special effect.
You think so?
I think it was like superimposed in
Really?
front of him.
It looked like it was right there.
I don't know.
Tame deers, right?
I don't know. They're very skittish. That's why I was like, how did they do that?
Deers
I was
love
impressed.
honey.
Deers love honey.
You were impressed.
They weren't licking him, though. That would have been more impressive.
Wow. All right. So heavyweights. They eat a lot, right?
Not after the camp gets taken over.
That's
They
right.
put them on strict diets.
Tony Perkins. Perkins, I think is
Perkins.
Perkins takes over the camp, and actually before Tony takes over the camp, there's a montage.
It's not a montage. It's just a long scene.
It's a long scene of the kids showing up to camp and unloading all of this
Contraband.
right, exactly, like it's contraband.
But all it is
candy.
candy and sausage.
Can you take the salami off of my back?
It really hurts. Yeah. So good.
Ew,
There
the
goes the
gross-
honey scene.
They're
Ew,
like
that
eating melted candy off of each other.
the grossest scene. Yeah, that little British kid had chocolate bars taped to him, and then the other kid was like, "This isn't sanitary," and like wipes his hand across his belly
and just
and
licks
licks it.
off.
And then all the kids were like, "Let me at it," and they all started licking this kid's belly. It's really gross.
Wait, so who directed this film?
I really wanted somebody to stop him. But anyway, moving forward, so Tony decides to come into the room and take all their candy away. He even pulls a Pez dispenser out of Kenan Thompson's sock and unloads it like a gun. It even makes the sound.
The rest of the movie is them either hijinksing Tony or him being cruel until the end when they decide to backlash against him.
Yeah.
I mean, some highlights for me
Yeah.
of the hijinks scene and cruelty. I really liked the outfits. So they're these like
Whoa, yeah.
they're like I don't even know. It's like almost like this like cotton velour blend, and they're basically like lederhosen. So
Yeah, they're little
shorts.
lederhosen, and they're white.
white lederhosens, white shorts with suspenders, right?
Really, really high socks.
With really high socks, and then like the first introduction to exercise, they're on these like slidey things.
Yeah.
I don't know what those were called. We had to do them in gym class.
I don't remember those at all.
Yeah, you wear little socks and you slide back and forth, and I think it just burns your outer and inner thighs.
Yeah.
I think it was a thing like probably housewives would do. But I don't know what they're called. But
know.
they're like slipping and sliding around.
Right.
They take away the go-karts. They kill the blob.
Never forget the harpooning of the blob.
Yeah, the harpooning of the
Yeah,
blob.
There's
The
a
way-
rap about it at the end.
There is a rap about it, and we didn't even talk about really the blob. What the blob was, it was even back in the beginning of the movie when he was watching the promotional video. He was so excited because it looked like this. So it's this big and inflated,
Pillow?
bouncy ball,
Yeah.
thing
Pillow
that
for
they
the
put
lake.
on a lake.
And you jump on while another kid's at the end of it, so it
Right.
bounces them off into the water, and it looks really fun.
And they're really fat, so they
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
really
like,
high.
really?
They
It's
do,
like
yeah.
a fat thing?
It's like a little cannon.
Oh, there's the whole montage
Yeah.
where they're like flying around in slow motion, just like jiggling in the air. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's amazing. And at the very last one was they had the skinny counselor. They made fun of, by the way, a lot.
Being
They
skinny?
they said,
Yeah.
hey, Paul, what? Did you have a baby? Like they would get like skinny jokes.
I don't know
Like,
what that means,
it
though.
makes
Did
me-
he lose weight?
Yeah, he did. He was
Oh,
fat.
okay.
He used to be like Pat. And then he lost weight, and so they were all making fun of him, which I thought was adorable. I loved it.
And he wears like little hiking boots
Yeah.
and cut off shorts and then a little crop top.
And he's just like, you guys are just jealous because you don't got these buns of steel.
Yeah,
hey?"
why
It's
is a full-grown man shaking his ass in front of children? I don't understand.
Well, because they're making fun
I thought it
of
was
him.
cute.
They're just like, hey, yeah, what's up? You know, like did you lose a baby? They said some shit like that. I don't know, but so yeah, exactly, true. So the blob was basically this thing, and at the very last person they showed in the montage of everybody getting shot off the blob was the skinny counselor, and so you had like the heaviest kid in the camp jump off, and then the skinny guy, he was the one that got air, like big time air.
Mhm.
Who would knock
Because-
off the fattest kid, though? Like two kids jump on it? But it's
So
true.
Concerted effort
Yeah.
to get this kid to
Because
fly.
like that wouldn't be fun for him if he
Yeah.
couldn't get to fly off.
Because
at
you
the
do
end.
find out there is a fattest boy in camp.
It's the crier with
Yes.
nosebleeds.
I'm just imagining like the kid that's smaller than him jumps on it
And
and
it's
then
like
just
nothing.
bounces himself. The kid's just like, oh, I don't know.
So as soon as Ben Stiller takes over the camp, like he has his minions like deflate the blob
With the harpoon.
with a harpoon. Like so
To be cruel.
So cruel and aggressive. Like what the fuck? And apparently someone was filming it. Go-karts, all the fun stuff about camp.
They get rid of all the bad food.
They get rid of all the food.
I don't remember anything else really, but it's supposed to be.
They change the signs.
Yes, they change their signs.
To camp.
They wake them up
Perkins.
early. I don't know.
With like
New age
new age
music.
music, yeah.
And Tony talking.
By the way, Tony Perkins, or like Anthony Perkins, is the guy that was in Psycho, like the main character, Norman Bates.
Whoa! So his character in Heavyweights was supposed to be like a nod to Psycho?
I mean, it would make sense, right?
Yeah. That'd be a weird twist.
So there's these things in the movie like an adult would catch, you know, not a kid.
Yeah.
Things like that. I didn't even catch that until you brought it up.
I think that's the same for like most family movies, right? That's why they're family
Yeah.
movies. Like it's like they,
There's something in there
Because
for
the
the
parents
adults.
are,
or something.
have to go anyway.
yeah.
So they got to make something for the adults.
And they have that shit down to a science. Like,
They
how
do.
much level of adult, how much level of kid do you need for your movie?
It's probably
Right.
calculated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, moving on to the dance scene, which is the best part of the whole movie.
So Tony decides that he wants to humiliate all of the kids in camp by having the girl camp.
Some girls come in.
The girl camp like have a dance night with them, and you only know he's trying to humiliate them because that's what Jerry says in his letter to his parents. Like he's trying to humiliate us.
grandma.
His grandma.
Exactly.
Grammy.
Which is interesting that he's writing his grandma.
She's never introduced.
She's never in the film.
Maybe that's who you write to when you're in cat. When you're
you always
out
write to
here.
grandma.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think if you're a fat kid, you really like your grandma because grandmas feed you a lot.
they do feed you a lot.
And they don't
Holy
try to
shit.
send you to fat camp.
That's
Yes.
what
Like
it
your
is.
evil
She
parents.
would
and
ne-
grandmas love
she
you no
would never
matter
do
what.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
She would never do that.
Speaking
my
for Jerry's
fucking
grandma.
My goddamn grandma, she gave me mashed potatoes for life. So he brings the girl camp and the fat camp together. This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie because for a second you have the split.
But that's like any middle school dance.
Very
all the
much.
boys on the
It was
side,
very
girls
realistic
on the
in
other
that
side, on the
sense.
wall. And they're like 11. They're like middle school.
But what are the girls? See, so, like you also
yeah.
realize that the girls kind of have their issues too. They are like one
There's
girl.
a bulimia joke.
Yeah, there was a bulimia joke
Which was
straight
really
up
dark.
right away. So it was like I
little
felt like
girls.
they were trying to balance that the girls have as much problems as the boys do, kind of.
Maybe.
But yeah, like the the girls didn't want to dance with the boys. The boys were too nervous to talk to the girls.
And they were all dressed up. It was cute.
It was very adorable.
They all had on their little suits
They
or
had
their little
hats on.
Les Mis shirt.
Oh yeah, and the beret.
I guess he was supposed to be a theater kid because they all kind of had like their own little characteristics, like the British kid, the Italian Guido kid.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that actually.
Yeah.
I think they didn't do.
He was in like
actually-
sweatsuit and like gold chains and like.
Oh, I didn't even make that
Yeah.
connection.
Mhm.
Wow.
It was pretty. I thought it was pretty apparent what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the theater kid. I guess that was his only thing. That when he thought of dress up, he thought of wearing his Les Mis shirt and a beret.
But then, what's his name? One of the counselors, the skinny counselor, pops in, and he said, "This fucking shit bites."
I wish he said it that aggressive.
And he popped into the middle where nobody was dancing, and he starts dancing in a way that, like, I feel like I see him drooling as he dances.
He's just being crazy.
He was just, his head was bobbing all kinds of ways.
Wild
and
abandon.
Like, very
Yep.
wild.
Go nuts.
Then the girls start dancing with the boys. And as soon as that starts happening, it's like very positive, very exciting. And then Tony shows up and he
Great
says,
scene.
"All right, dance is over. Everyone go home."
That one's more like a John Wayne.
A little bit.
It's good though. I would love it if John Wayne was his character.
But as he's telling as everybody's going back to their bunks, he says, "Put the food away. The insects will be out tonight."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's really creepy.
Come on, you crazy log.
Devil log.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I just really quick. I want to talk about when they break into his cabin because they want to find their candy. Right? That's why they did it. They wanted to find
I
where
think
their
they just
candy
wanted
was.
to check his shit out.
I thought they were looking for candy.
I think they
Oh,
were
there
looking for the
was?
candy that
Oh,
they
okay.
took. That's
They
why they pulled out that
confiscated?
trunk.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But then they find this weird photoshopped version of them, like skinny,
On
like,
a poster.
on a poster.
It's like their little heads are photoshopped on the bodies.
Because he's trying to do that infomercial.
Yeah.
But he goes on a jog while they do that, and during his jog, he does things that are very strange.
Lifts up logs and throws them. Calls them devil.
Uh,
All right.
he gets back to his cabin and smells a fart.
Yep.
Feels
Can't be a kids movie without farts.
can't be a kids movie without farts.
I feel like I've seen so many movies with fart jokes in them recently,
Have you?
and TV series, just like everything I watch.
What have you been
It's still
watching?
so much of a thing. It's
I
still
watched
so much
the
of a thing.
original fart joke, apparently, the other
What was
day.
that?
Modern Times, a Charlie Chaplin film.
Wow.
There's a fart joke in it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That far back, huh?
You know the first movie that ever had a toilet flush? Psycho. First movie you ever.
Who flushed the toilet? Her?
I don't
After
know.
she used the bathroom before she took a shower?
Maybe.
Why was that in the movie?
It was the first film to ever have a toilet fucking flush, Allison. So we're on Psycho. So they figure out that he's just absolutely nuts, and then they plan a ploy. They decide to act against him. Basically,
They get in trouble because they have another
haven't lost any
montage
weight.
scene
Right.
of a kid
yes.
smuggling in
the montage
junk
scene
food
of
into
the
a
food
trunk.
that they get in the tree stump.
I just called it the Candy Underground or like the Candy Railroad.
I love candy. Getting food out of the tree stump.
I want to know what some of those things were.
It looked like burgers.
Like, what did the
And
counselor?
candy.
Oh yeah, that's
He
right.
got a whole bunch of fast food.
But the best part is how they figure out, so one kid knows about the underground candy railroad, and they're leaving like the house defeated, farting, and then like this kid is like, Jerry's ears perk up, and he's like, rappers.
I hear a burger rapper
a
somewhere.
rapper,
Burger rapper. Where is it?
and they just like kick open the stall door of the bathroom. And the kid is eating a burger on the toilet, as one does.
Absolutely.
Binge eating, really.
He's
That's where you
he's
eat. is in the
binging and then
toilet.
purging.
Holy shit. See, and this scene, like for me, like anytime I hear a burger rapper or anything,
I never knew so much of your life connected.
that's why I got a pooch.
It taught you to be proud of that pooch, though.
Very, very proud of my pooch. I'm gonna go ride a go-kart now. All right, so they have redemption moment where they decide to take charge. Take the camp back. They devise this plan where they're going to have Tony, who's acting like a fucking freak on a cliff, fool for one of their jokes, and then go and get trapped.
They put
basically.
a butt in his face.
They
make him do a sit up.
Tell me about that scene.
They bet him what? That you can't see your hair?
They said, hey, Tony, first off, they say he's in the middle of meditating, and his meditation ways are very strange.
On top of a tree.
On top of a tree.
On a cliff.
He's also repulsing the monkey. But as he's doing that, they decide to test his
pose.
ways. Yeah.
I think they bet him that you can't see your hair.
No,
you're doing
that
a crunch. What is it?
You can't do a sit up if you can't see or hear.
Oh,
which is the two things
I
they
had no
need to
idea
do
what
to
they
him
said.
in order.
They said something about
I
his
thought
hair
they said
too,
hair, and I was like,
like,
that doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I was like, I'm just stoned.
Okay, you got it.
Chelsea knows what's up. So they decide to use that to they just basically have him get up. There's a big ass in his face. It's
Fat Tony.
Goldberg's butt. Goldberg, as I like to call him, because he played Goldberg in Mighty Ducks. He gets kicked out of camp, and they didn't know what happened to him, and they were making up all these rumors about him.
He shaves also, which is a big deal in the movie.
Very strange. He's like,
because he's like the older, he's like the senior camper. Because he's big and tall and shaves. Anyway.
Tony gets up and sees his ass.
And they trap him in a hole.
They trap him in a hole. And then they bring him back and they imprison him into a
It's like electrified gate.
It's pretty advanced.
Bug zapper, a rewired bug zapper.
Is that what it was? It was
Yeah.
a bug zapper?
Yeah.
That's so smart.
That's
so smart.
And they're indoor kids. They have
Yeah.
to be.
Of course.
And the
Makes so much sense.
original.
Also, it was shot like a David Fincher film.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so dark and, like, had, like, this yellow, like, flickering light by the cage. It was just, it was great.
The original camp counselors are okay with it. They're like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, but meh.
But let's do it, and let's go jog.
No,
let's
then
go
they
get
have a
into
great
shape.
time. Then they have the binge eating, debauchery, binge eating around the campfire scene where they're just throwing chocolate syrup everywhere, dumping maraschino cherries into their mouths, which made me want to throw up.
Pretty gross.
They had an orgy.
They do. They
food.
like rub whipped cream
That
all over
scene-
themselves.
That scene is absolutely insanity.
Throw marshmallows at each other.
They are, yes. It's a very, like, for me, even as a kid watching that scene, it made me want to vomit.
Yeah,
It made
'cause
me-
it's really gross because they're
And the next day they wake up after Pat had sex and with a counselor, and they wake
That's
up
implied.
with a food hangover, and they
More
and then
fart jokes.
yeah, it's
and
just
they're-
a
they're
vast
just
scene of like moaning and farting and burping,
all farting, burping,
looking over the kids.
and then it
But-
zooms up to Pat, and he looks great.
Yeah.
He got
He's
laid
like, I was
by the
fucking
nurse.
not eating.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
implied.
Which I gotta say, like, even though what's her name is a terrible actress and I don't really care about her,
The nurse.
that's cool. You know, like, I'm glad that she liked him for who he was.
I'm glad Pat got some because he needed it.
He needed it after 18 years of being at that camp.
And that haircut.
And
Man, can we talk about his haircut for a
maybe
second?
she'll help him out a little bit with
Yikes.
that.
I think he actually like had it parted over and was like in a like dressed better. Had a little pep in his step.
Yeah. Yeah. Time to wake up, children. That's what he
He did say
said. Yeah. Anyway, so they all get their act together. He, riles them up, and they decide to, because Parent Day is coming up.
Is it halfway? Or
I
is
think
it
it's
like
the last
week,
day of school.
Last day of
or
camp?
school. Last day of camp. Yeah. And
No, because they
then-
want to stay after.
That's true. So they have a few more days left. I think they have like a week left, maybe.
So it was like Parents' Day. I think Parents' Day might have been like a week before camp ends or something. So they decide that the only way they're going to get away with having Tony imprisoned was to compile a video of everything that he did that was bad because he was trying to film an infomercial. The guy, Kenny the cameraman, was filming everything that he was doing that was shitty, and so they compiled a video. They did a good
He's
edit.
kind of like a stoner guy. You seem like drinking out of a flask all the time.
Right.
And smoking
Well, you
cigarettes.
even see there's parts where like Tony's just like, "You're all fat. Turn off the camera. I'm gonna yell at you kids." And then but he wouldn't turn off the camera.
Right.
And so like you could see that the red light was on. So that's why they made the video. That's how they made the video. It was perfect. Perfect for Parent Day. Perfect for the parents to know why they've imprisoned their camp owner.
But he breaks out.
He does.
He lures the kid with a fake chocolate Hershey's Kiss.
Oh yeah, that's so
Wasn't it
good.
a bug? It's like a dead fly wrapped in like tinfoil.
Something like that.
And he like forms it into a little kiss. And then
he
I would
says,
like to
throw
reward
it
you.
over.
Yeah.
He's like, it'll smush.
It'll
Power of
it'll
editing.
smush. What it'll smush.
It's the little British kid who loves chocolate.
Terrible. So right then it pans over to family or in the cafeteria.
Horrified.
They're watching the video. Makes Tony look out to be a freak that he is, and he shows up at the top of the window.
Yeah, he's way at the top of the mess hall window.
This part's amazing.
Backflips.
He
off of
backflips
the
all the way
awning.
down.
And then he goes, ouch.
Oh yeah, when he lands.
Everybody having fun? Like a fucking villain. It's amazing. He like turns into like a James Bond villain. He's even when he's up in the rafter still before he did the flip, he was just like clapping and he's just like, "I love the editing techniques of your video. It's so good." The villain is a bit over the top.
That's perfect. I
You
like
need the
when
sound
he's,
clip when you can
I
do
like
it
when he's
yourself.
walking down to the main people on stage and he's taking glasses and breaking them and then walking barefoot on the floor
Screaming
just to
as
show
he's doing it.
how hardcore he is.
I'm too motivated
Oh yeah.
and you're too weak. And then Dr. Phil punches him in the stomach.
Jerry's dad,
Yes.
who looks like Dr. Phil.
So good. So basically they
But then he gets back up and
Yeah.
punches
He gets-
Jerry's dad in the stomach.
it's like a fucking like what is
He like karate chops his back.
karate chops
double
Dr.
karate
Phil's
chop.
back
Yeah.
and then does like 3 back stands or whatever and then falls and hurts himself.
Oh yeah.
So is that, so I'm wondering if, I was thinking about this, is that like meaningful that like ultimately like his demise was not at the hands of like an angry parent, but instead
Of
like
his own.
he caused his own demise. Like he tried to do a triple backflip.
I actually
No,
thought
they
that was
watched
a
the-
really lame ending because he's so hardcore and then he backflips all the way and just kind of like bonks his head a little
Well, here's
bit
the thing.
and then just
He
lays on
has
the ground.
been like
Symbolic.
beaten, electrocuted.
That's true.
Stepped on
He's been
glass,
weakened.
screamed while stepping on glass. He's basically at his end at that point. They probably brought him back into the chamber or something like the chamber.
No, they call his dad
They
in.
call his dad. That's right. They
Wrapped
call,
in a
They call
blankie.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
They call Ben Stiller.
plays the dad of Tony.
That character, the character of Tony's dad, is actually a character he played in the Ben Stiller show. All right, like the Boston thing, like, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do.
I don't think that's Boston.
But, and then they did they did the race. They did
Yeah,
a race.
the big final scene is the triathlon or whatever it's called.
Oh, that's why they needed the
The
extra. That's
Apache Cup.
the Apache relay.
Yes, where all of Camp Hope is dressed in Native American attire, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's like
not
really
great.
like cheesy, like cheap looking, dyed feathers, and we all
Pretty
cringed
bad.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And the other team, which is the fit athletic team that they've always been rivals with, is
They're all like Caesar. They're all dressed
they're
like
all in
Caesar.
Roman
garb.
Like toga. Fitness
thank you.
togas.
Fitness togas.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Chels.
Fitness togas. And they're going against each other in knapsacks and in the intelligence. They call it something.
There's the Wall of Intelligence, or
Wall
the
of-
Hall of
the
Intelligence.
Hall
of
of
intelligence.
And that's where you had a German guy playing an American playing a German guy or something.
Oh, that's
Sounds
right.
good.
Yeah.
the old switcheroo.
You had Lars, our favorite character, playing a American something.
He's Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
Andy Warhol.
Oh, that's who he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense. I never realized that when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
So that's the art history quiz.
Yeah.
Lars is Andy Warhol. Quiz.
And then, the
And the kid
camera
kept,
guy is
the kid kept
Einstein.
saying that Mona Lisa was Cher.
That kid's a dork.
But
That
like,
kid was a piece of shit. That kid was a fucking asshole. And I'll tell you who can shave balloons. That's
Yeah.
Goldberg from Mighty Ducks.
Shaving balloons was one of them.
which is like what
Knapsacks.
redeems everything.
I know, it's bizarre.
All their indoor skills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually that scene makes me a little bit nervous because they give him a giant razor blade. And
Yeah,
I feel like you could easily
single-
cut your hands if you
Yeah.
pop the balloon and go into your
Right.
hand.
Yeah, there's
Wear
that
the
one kid
safety
that
scissors
keeps
like
trying
you're
to do it.
British.
He keeps popping
safety
balloons.
scissors. Shave with safety scissors.
That looks like a fun
Romans
reel.
aren't hairy.
What else did they do? I think that was it.
They did.
They had to climb a wall.
They had to climb a wall, and they had to
um,
swing off a thing like Tarzan, whatever. And then they ended up at the go-karts at the
souped
very
up-
same time.
souped up go-karts.
Now, Jerry, the main character of the film, he's never driven anything in his life. There was also the other guy who has never lost the race. Remember the guy's just
Right.
like, we've never lost this race.
The go-karts were a big thing.
Big thing.
I think it was because it was Jerry's selling point to go to fat camp.
Now, in my mind, I was just like, okay, hold on a second.
They seem like the funnest part of camp.
So the main counselor guy,
Yes. Oh yeah.
Uh,
that was one of the selling points. But don't get addicted.
Get addicted.
oh my God, you guys, heavyweights,
Anyway,
the movie.
surprise! The fat kids win.
The fat kids win.
That'd be hilarious if they just lost.
They'll go home just like depressed
Just
and
like really
dejected.
just like,
End of the movie.
I mean, you know what? Like, really, this movie is just kind of like just
End
to
of the
tie it
movie.
all back together. It's like it has. I guess the message is it doesn't matter if you're fat, you can still triumph over evil.
You can still be healthy, happy, and get the girl.
No, the
Yes,
healthy part
yes.
doesn't have anything to do with the movie. The healthy part.
but
At the
Didn't they,
very
like-
end,
at the
he's
very
like,
end, yeah.
because he's like, "Oh, son, did you lose any weight or something like that?" And he's like, "No, but I feel good." And he's like, "Oh, okay," and like pats him on the back or something.
Yeah, well, when his parents,
He's gained
when
self-confidence.
Jerry's parents first show up, they're like, he hasn't lost a pound.
I
Oh
know
my
that
God.
was so sad.
Oh my God. In my mind, I'm thinking from where I'm coming, I just feel like he's like, oh shit, where's my money going? Like
so
I sent
mean,
my kid.
though.
I know. Well, he sent his kid to fat camp. Okay, he sent his kid to fat camp to lose weight.
But like we
And he
said, maybe
thinks-
fat camp was for camaraderie and from like gaining self-confidence.
but I think I
The
think
parents
it was
probably
like
wanted
a
to lose weight.
it was like a
Yeah.
secret, you know, like actually when you get here,
Yeah,
you're gonna feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
gonna eat all the candy.
you're gonna eat everything you
Right.
want. We got the chickmunk bunk. We got all the candy.
Chipmunk bunk.
We got the go karts. We got the blob. Like whatever. You know, you're gonna have a great time. It's Ben Stiller's parents. So you know it's gonna be all good. And then Ben Stiller shows up and fucking makes it an infomercial.
But at the end, they're like, "Oh, you know what? We should probably take care of ourselves a little bit." That's
Yeah.
kind of the ending.
Well, for me, I would recommend this movie to anyone that understands.
Isn't it a high five still at the end?
Yeah, there's
Or
a big, yeah,
high
a
five.
freeze frame, high
And then
five
freeze
in it. Classic.
and Andy
Andy-
Warhol's
yeah.
in the background.
Oh shit!
Of little Jerry and future self Jerry. Pat. Oh wait, what does he say about his gal?
Oh yeah,
I like
he's
that
just like
part.
as long as I got my gal
And he like swings
Pat
the
with
nurse
the
around
lady,
and
yeah,
kisses her.
cute, very cute.
My gal. It was cute.
So I would recommend this movie just as a fun watch. I don't know. I felt like we had a good time watching it.
Yeah, of course. It's a fun kids movie that will bring you back.
Yeah.
Make you want to eat
But
sandwiches.
would you recommend to anyone or just kids or?
No, anyone. It's for anyone. I don't know about maybe kids struggling with self-esteem. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be.
Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I would definitely recommend it. But okay, but I think it's like an empowering movie,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Like the only like
I mean, they put Tony in a ditch.
yeah,
Very empowering.
Like fuck this fitness regime.
Yeah.
Like
And they do take back. They call each other fat.
yeah.
So
They're
like,
reappropriating derogatory terms.
Yeah.
I think we can get real critical theory on this movie, and I think it comes out like pretty well at the end. You know,
yeah, everyone's happy at the end.
Everyone's happy at the end.
I would also recommend.
You would
this.
recommend it, Jason.
Yeah,
no one loses weight.
I think it was pretty funny, and yes, I like its overall message, even if the setup is awkward at times.
Because it's like you know that they were like, we're gonna ace in the hole. Fat kids are funny. If we just put a bunch of them in a movie, like it's bound to come out okay.
Gold.
Yeah,
Gold
yeah,
Comedy
yeah.
gold.
But
Gotta throw in a few fart jokes. A few, like, a lot of actually scenes of like kids getting real hungry and getting crazy on fast food
They
and
actually
candy.
paid them in candy.
Yeah, they're like,
my
your kids.
God.
Aw. They paid them in Taco Bell.
They paid him in Taco Bell. Well, I want to thank Chelsea, and I want to thank Jason Lamb for showing up and talking and watching this film with us. Obviously, Allison, great contribution as always from you. So great. And
Shut up.
and I want to just invite you guys back again another time. We'll do this again. We'll maybe watch The Wizard. It's another movie on the roster. We'll get there at some point. But that was Heavyweights, A+.
A+. A++ husky size.
And we'll go out with that. Thanks for listening to us. Check us out on the Hard to Find Media channel on YouTube and on iTunes. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Peace.
So good. That was a really good joke.
yeah, that was great.
This has been a podcast presented by Hard to Find Media. With music presented by Calibrator. Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it. Fuck it.